We'll just take a look here real quick. When we do that, and you've seen me do this before several times in our conversation, just put this over here so we can still see item number 1 while we're talking. When we do our IP address, do ipconfig, and we'll mark it up here just so we can tell. When we do our IP address, and we see that it is going to have, in this case, 192.168.1.121, that's a normal IP address. When I say normal, I mean that's an assigned IP address. It's in one of our IP address class ranges that we can use, either Class A, Class B, or Class C. In this case, that's going to be a Class C-based address, or Class D if we're multicasting, but this is a Class C address. And it's going to allow us, assuming that it is a uniquely assigned IP that nobody else has, to communicate and do a variety of things. So for instance, in this area, if we chose to, we could come in here and we could decide to ping the gateway 192.168.1.1, and we should get back, and indeed we do, 4 information packets coming back in short order saying, yes, I'm alive, yes, I'm alive, yes, I'm alive, yes, I'm alive, or yes, you can connect to me, however you want to interpret that 4 times. And because I have an IP address in the same network as the gateway address, the 1.1, I'm able to communicate. We're able to talk back and forth. Makes a lot of sense. The basis of modern networking as we know it today. So the IP address is important, but when I don't have one, my IP address when I'm broadcasting is going to look like this. Because that's the broadcast address, all 255s right down there, right? And so when I send out that broadcast, the DHCP Discover packet, I'm sending it out using that address in order to be able to broadcast it out. When I send it, I'm sending it to any machine that is available that can see me on the LAN, on the local area network, on my side of the network, in other words, right? And that hopefully includes at least one DHCP server, because if it doesn't, we may have a problem. We may not get back an answer that we're expecting. So hopefully there'll be at least one DHCP server sitting out there somewhere. And in step 2, that's what we're targeting. If the DHCP server indeed does get the request, it will respond with a DHCP offer packet. So we're sending the Discover packet out in step 1. If we hit a DHCP server sitting out there somewhere, then we're going to get an offer back in step 2. It's going to come back to us. It's going to be sent back to us from the DHCP server. Now, there may be more than one DHCP capable server or device out there. We may get, in other words, multiple offers, right? It's always nice to have more options than we need. So if we get back more than one offer from the DHCP servers, we're going to have to make a choice about which one we would like. So now we're going to have to maybe have some additional conversations going on to say, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. Oh, yes, thank you very much. I'm going to take your offer. So in step 3, the DHCP client, which is really just the machine from step 1, we're just labeling it the client, so we understand that it's going to interact with the DHCP server, but it's the same machine, same device, hasn't changed. So the item from step 1, whatever it is now going to be called the DHCP client in step 3. We select the appropriate configuration. In other words, we take the offer from the server we want to do business with, and we send back a DHCP request packet saying, yes, I would like to be able to have an IP address from you. Thank you very much. We will send back to other DHCP servers, if we have more than one that's responded, a DHCP request packet saying no thank you, because we want to be polite, want to make sure we are opening conversations and closing them appropriately with everybody we speak with. That's the proper thing to do. So any of the DHCP request packets that go out that we're not going to say yes to are going to say thank you, but no thank you. The one offer we're going to say yes to says, yes, can we do business? I'd like an address. And then in step 4, we get back a DHCP ACK, just like in the 3-way handshake, every request has to have an acknowledgement. Same concept here. We get back a DHCP ACK packet saying, okay, here you go. Here's your DHCP server-based IP address, whatever it is, whatever we have in the address pool, whatever the configuration is, however long it's going to be for. The lease time is going to be set there along with everything else. And when we get that, in step 5, the workstation, which is the DHCP client, again, it's the same machine from step 1, just being labeled differently there, adapts the configuration, meaning we apply the IP address, and we now have a dedicated IP address for that period of time that the lease stipulates we can use it for. We get the 192.168.1.1 address or whatever it is, and that becomes our address. And then we go off about our business, we do whatever we need to do. And if the lease runs down in a day, a week, a month, whatever it is, we're going to go ahead and try to renew that lease if we still need the address. If we don't, we're going to let it run down to 0 and simply get rid of the address, and it goes away on its own and everybody's happy. So this is how DHCP works. We have a server, one or more DHCP servers sitting out there, and we have what are called DHCP clients, machines or devices that are going to be able to request a DHCP address. A DHCP-based address is a dynamically assigned address, one that can change and is given to us for a period of time with an understanding, a negotiation that will use it until it is either called back or we renew it. A static address, an address that we program in and is not going to go away, is not going to change, can be entered by us manually, or can be entered by somebody somehow manually from a list or whatever, but somebody gives us that IP address, we program it into the machine, and that address is going to stay with us. It does not change unless we decide on our own that we're going to modify it in some way. So we want to understand the fact that DHCP is a dynamic address solution. We're giving out or leasing addresses using this centrally managed solution across the network. Understanding how DHCP works, having a general sense of the DHCP process, as we've laid it out here, is going to be important for you if you're not already familiar with it. It's going to help you to better understand how we move through and organize ourselves in an environment where we have to have unique addresses, but have to centrally manage them and give them out to clients as they request them. DHCP is the solution to that problem. We want to make sure we understand how to use it.